Nick Krall, their general manager, negotiated that, did a good job. And he says, hello, Nick, welcome. Good to have you back with us here today. And this is a good job by the Reds. It's weird. You got some good pitchers, and you wanted to make sure Greene, who throws the ball 100 miles an hour, got tremendous potential, is going to be part of the Reds' future for a while. Thoughts with that? Go ahead. Let me hear.
Yeah. Jeff Groppe, who works with us in our office, our vice president of player strategy, he and Ryan Hamill negotiated that deal, most of it, and they did a good job. It was great we got 2 free agent years, one that's guaranteed and one we've got a club option for. We think Hunter's got a chance to be a top of the rotation starters for many years to come. So we're really excited to have him, and he's not just a great player. He's also a great in the community, and he's a really good person we want in our organization for a long time.
Very good, Nick. And I didn't realize, too, you got the club option. So my error, thanks for the correction there. And you also got other young pitchers. It's weird. The Reds, in that ballpark, for a long time, drafted hitters to have an offensive team. And now you've got the strength in your young pitching in a hitter's park. You've gone the pitching route. I find it interesting. And some other young pitchers in their rotation. Let me hear your thoughts on that. Go ahead.
Yeah, with Hunter, we also have Nick Lodolo, who's pitched really well this year. Struggled a little bit against the Rays the other day, but overall he's had a good season. Graham Ashcraft has a good season. He's pitching tonight for us, it's been great to see these guys. Alexis Diaz as well, who's in the bullpen, get to the big leagues, mature in the big leagues, and keep growing. And we're really excited about the young nucleus we have at the big league level, and the ability to keep growing them and then add to that as well in the future years.
100%. A lot of teams have been signing their young players. Nick, you know that, of Tatis, Franco, we go on and on, Rodriguez in Seattle. So the impetus in the sport right now, especially for some of the smaller markets teams, if they have a young player that they really like, take a chance, give them the contract so you have some stability and you can build around them. The Reds now follow the same path. Let me hear your thoughts on that philosophy. Go ahead.
Yeah, we've had, obviously a contract has to work out for the player and the team. So you're trying to come to a deal and have a mutual agreement that works for both sides. And, we've had conversations with some other players as well. And so far we haven't had anything that we've agreed upon. So, but we're still working. We want to lock up our young core, and we have interest in that. But, like I said, it's got to work for both sides. And we've had good conversations with a handful of agents.
And you got Stevenson, of course, behind the plate. You got India bouncing back at second. You got some young players on this team. There's some hope for Cincinnati down the road. Nick, you've been an orchestrator of it the last couple of years. I mean, it's not going to necessarily reach its fruition this year. But if you're a Reds fan, that great baseball town, I think there's some hope here down the road. Obviously, pitching. You're going to get some hitters. There's some positive vibe coming out of the Queen City. Thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a really young, exciting team right now. We've got some guys that Jonathan India is having a solid year. We've got Tyler Stevenson. Spencer Steer has played very well at third base. Jake Fraley, TJ Friedel's been really good for us. So it's just trying to continue to add talent and continue to refine that talent at the big league level. And we've got some quality players in AAA, some more at AA, and on so down. So I'm really excited about where we're going and what we're doing. And, we've talked about this a lot. We're trying to build through scouting and player development. And, you see a lot of these players, Greene, Ashcraft, Lodolo, Diaz, Stevenson, India, they've all been drafted or signed as amateurs or trade players, come through our system and, getting to the big leagues and producing in the big leagues.
Very good. Votto, of course, he's working in Indianapolis. Last year of his contract. Give me a status report, Nick, if you can, on your first baseman.
Sorry, you cut out. Joey Votto?
Yeah, give me a little update with him. I know last year of his contract, he's been a great Red. Give me some thoughts with him, Nick. What can you tell me there? Go ahead.
Yeah, Joey came to spring ahead of schedule. He started hitting, started playing in spring training, went on his rehab assignment, got to a point where he plateaued out and struggled to get through, struggled to get extension with his shoulder. So we pulled him off of rehab. So he's back on rehab, trying to get that shoulder healthy and get him back out on a rehab assignment. And hopefully he gets here in the next few weeks and we'll see what happens.
All right, so he's still a ways away. I wasn't quite aware of that, so we keep an eye on Votto. From a payroll standpoint, do you have a lot of flexibility? I mean, listen, the Votto contract's going to come off the books here eventually, pretty soon, matter of fact, this year. So I would think you have some payroll flexibility, Nick. You give Greene $56 million. You said you're talking to some other people, so it sounds like the Reds have some financial maneuverability, which is important. I don't expect you to give me any specific numbers, but talk about the parameters of that for a sec. Let me hear.
Yeah. Right now we've got an option on Joey for next year. We've got Hunter locked in for moving forward. That's the only locked in contracts that we have. So we're trying to maneuver and see what we can do, with our payroll. And it's been good. We've had some flexibility in the future. So it's been good to be able to have those conversations with players.
All right, what's the next step for Greene, Nick, as far as really turning all that tremendous talent into, a little more consistency? I know he throws the ball over 100 miles an hour. He's got more pitches over that MPH than anybody else in the sport. We know he's a good kid. We know he's a #1 pick. What's his next step from a maturity standpoint and a consistency basis to be a big pitcher, top of the rotation guy? What's up with that?
It's been been able to throw more quality strikes. I think when you look at his ERA and you look at his FIP this year, he's actually done better than his ERA says. So, it's being able to land his slider more consistently, throws fastball where he wants more consistently, throws changeup more consistent. So, we're excited about where he's going, and it's just getting more consistency. And when you look at a guy who's 23 years old, sky's the limit for Hunter.
Very much so, and you got some young pitching, good things ahead maybe for Cincinnati. Nick, appreciate a couple minutes. Keep in touch. Thanks for coming on here today. Always appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Chris. Appreciate it.